guys, what is going on? Rimash here, and welcome back to Cards and Castles. Now today, we actually have another 3K deck for you guys, but I could probably see some of you right now taking a bit of issue to this. Why? Well, the deck that we have to showcase today is actually not exactly 3K, it's actually a 2980. Now, before people call me out on that, using 3K in the title and all that nice stuff, um, I classify this deck as a 3K deck for two reasons. One, 2980 is pretty damn close to 3000, only 20 stars off, but in the ranking system we live in right now, it's a bit crappy to get those 20. And secondly, the deck has actually made 3K before. If you guys don't remember, Kev One made a video on this exact deck in which he actually bought it to 3K. So the deck is actually no stranger to that threshold. I just haven't been able to pick it up to that area myself. But if you want proof that it's been to 3K, I'll leave a link to the Nundead video Kev that did down below so you guys can take a look at that. So, without further ado, let's hop into the Nundead deck list. So here is, of course, the Nundead deck list, the Warlock Crusader version, and I would have to say I'm actually liking Nundead a lot in this expansion. Of course, for those of you that don't remember, Nundead has actually been a deck that's been around before. It actually previously existed in a previous expansion, but sort of died out when Undead kind of had a lot done to them, several, I think maybe a year or two. I want to say a year ago, but if it's not the case, then at least several months back. But recently, with the zombies actually getting stronger now, being at 2-2, Nundead has become viable, and not to mention all the other support that now exists within the Warlock Crusader colors. It makes for a very strong and deadly deck. So where to start? Let's go with the actual purpose of the deck, the swarm-like aspects. For this deck to really work out in your favor, you're going to need these unholy altars and the acolytes. They're going to act as your key source of generating zombies because those zombies are going to eventually build up and become these massive uh, stat zombies. Well, not maybe a poor choice of words there. They're going to become, overstated for what they are. So it's important to have a constant flow of zombies each turn so that you could eventually swarm your opponent with these overpowered 5/5 zombies. However, how do they get to that overstated point? Well, of course, you can't have Nundead without the Nunchuck Nun herself. Her last will of giving all units +1/+1 comes in very handy, especially with this type of deck list. And the new Necromancer support card that has recently come out is another great addition to the deck. They each do give a nice stat buff of 1/1 to the zombies, and as those stat buffs tick over time, you're going to be getting some big zombies all the way up, until I think the highest I've gotten out of these guys was like a 7/7. And if you do, want to go for something a little cheaper than Necro and Nun, I do run Fat Bard in this as well for 3 gold. The only problem with him, and the reason why I don't have him at 3, is the upkeep, though. The upkeep will actually block you from playing Rakanoth, since on turn 10 you'll always have 9 gold for that upkeep. So I would say be careful about running Fat Bard. I have him at 2 copies, he's still extremely useful. And in some cases, you may not even need Rakanoth, depending on how buffed your zombies are. So Fat Bard, I think, is a great addition and really ties the deck together in terms of creating beefy zombies. And there are, of course, actually sacrifice methods to clear Fat Bard before turn 9 happens, which we'll go into right now. We do have Grotesque Offering, of course, to act as the sacrifice for draw on either a sluggish zombie that's not doing anything, or Fat Bard to potentially make sure you have that Rakanoth available to you on turn 10. You also have Darkfire, a great damaging spell that if played, well, can end up taking a lot of enemies and pretty much win you the board for the time being. Not at 3, though, for this card, because it can sit in your hand for a while before it's actually being used. And that kind of goes the same for Talabos. If you have a lot of zombies, of course, you can sacrifice them for a quick Talabos summon. His lifesteal is pretty useful, and 3/4 aren't really bad stats. There actually are scout stats. Being buffed by things like Fat Bard and Nunchuck Nun are going to make this thing, 4-5, 5-6. So again, it kind of builds up with the zombies over time with all the other buffs. Along with the zombies and the buffs, you do have a lot of direct damage in this deck, which is the more controlling aspect of it. You see here we have Defective Flame Cannon, we have the Blue Fire Bolt, we have the Dragon's Fire. All Warlock spells that are dealing direct damage from the hand, and they can pretty much help control the board, help you set up within the early stages of the game. Of course, Dojo going around, you always carry the Blue Fire Bolts for that. Defective Flame Cannon can get rid of a Arcanon Magic Eater. I think if he's still titled Arcanon. Anyway, it takes out the Magic Eater. It takes out some other pesky buildings. It really can make sure that you're clear to do whatever you want, or weaken, of course, the late game units so that you can, of course, take them out much easier, much quicker. Along with everything else, though, you pretty much have a wide variety of other Warlock cards being utilized here, as well as Crusaders, and some neutrals as well to really tie everything together. The Lumberjack, of course, standard draw, the Hassan City Guard, and the Vicious Sunflower to block some early rush, because I know there are some early rush decks out there, the red-white, even the purple-white, the red-blue, all can be somewhat halted with adding cards like Vicious Sunflower and Hassan City Guard, and even Food for Offering if the case may be that you need some extra draw. Of course, Books is there for the draw, no surprise there. White Knight's a pretty strong 4 gold unit, and the lifesteal at 2-5, getting buffed up by things like Necromancer and Bard, becomes, again, with the whole zombies and Talibos, it just builds on the stat line. Arcanon General as well, for the actually pretty abundant last will in here. It's only 3, but each kind of play a significant part and can help if reactivated multiple times. You get the Lumberjack's draw, the Sunflower's explosion damage, and the Nun's stat buff. So carrying 2 of Arcanon General isn't bad to reactivate some of those last will stats. And finally, you have the late game, the 7 to 10 gold cards, rocking about 3 different late game cards here, as you can see. The Arbiter's Return, a very strong Crusader spell, healing the castle for about half its normal health, which is great on its own, and summons the Judge, which gets buffed by Bard to become a 5-6, so dealing some damage to the castle or taking out a unit, it acts as sort of a heal removal. Eternal Darkness, probably a strong spell that I recommend playing for Nundead. The Dramatic Entrance and squad of 3-3 really mean a lot more now with the recent changes. You have Dramatic Entrance, of course, being summoned anywhere in the center area, in the center and the 3x3. So if you pop the Eternal Darkness in maybe like in the top right corner, you're going to get a squad of 3x3 right on top of the castle. So I think the Dramatic Entrance helped this card a lot, and the fact that it does carry zombies, meaning you're getting those Necromancer buffs, you're getting those Fat Bard buffs to create potentially 4/4 zombies charging into the castle. And of course, Rakanoth, no undead deck is complete without it. Only at 2 though, because it can clog up your hand, and like I mentioned before, with Fat Bard in the deck, it's going to be difficult if you have him out in the field and a Rakanoth in your hand, so you're going to want to clear Fat Bard before you play your Rakanoth. So, that's the deck list. Pretty straightforward, and if you do, again, want another explanation of it, or one that's a bit, more in-depth, a little more detail, or maybe a detail that I missed, because I haven't watched the video myself recently. Well, I mean, I haven't watched it, but you know what I mean. Again, link to Kev's video down in the description. So, with that being said, let's hop into the match for Nundead. Okay, so here is our match with the deck. We don't need the Arbiter's Return, it's pretty heavy. I'm going to go ahead and keep the Flying Books and the Bolts, since we are on the red side. We are going to get that Medallion of Bravery. Let's see, Ninja Pirate. I could assume it's going to be monsters, so... I mean, not too bad. Monsters can be, easily... Oh! It's the dojo with the trap powers. Well, Good thing we carry the flame cannon. Gets rid of that right away. Don't want to deal with it. Get that out of here. Not today. What else you can do? Magic Eater. Tell he wants to play those traps. Oh, you know what we could do? Boom. And don't worry that that we're taking this damage. I kind of the Arbitr's Return will fix that. Don't worry about taking damage from the Flame Cannon early on. You can usually get that back pretty easily with the, like I said, Arbitr's Return. Kaijir, Lumberjack. Oh, Lumberjack's gonna retreat. Never mind. Scratch that. Lumber has retreated. Think we'll do this. Get ourselves some extra draw going. We'll let that Kaijir come and trade with us. And then we'll have to see what he does from there. Because both Hassan guards can easily trade into the Kaijir, no worries there. 5 gold, though, is where monsters do start to pick up a little bit. They will get that Grendel, Minotaur, King Crab. Grendel, though, is will be more favorous towards our side. Because we will get that +2/+2. King Crab. Okay. And then, yep, the Kaijir comes in, says hello. No big deal. We could probably do a little bit of this. We'll kill the Lumberjack. Keeps our Hassan City Guard alive. Trade with the Kaijir. Hassan to block. We'll Blue Fire Bolt the King Crab after he hits one of our guards. Them being at 3 health. Okay. Or Dissipate, my guy. Fantastic. Dissipate, though? I mean, I guess that works. Trap card. No, thank you. Let's see what it is. Yep. Aiajutsu. I think we could probably just do this then, right? We'll take another 4 on the castle. He's not going to have the direct damage, and if he plays another trap, we can easily just Blue Fire Bolt again. I kind of don't want to waste it on the King Crab, seeing as how he is running dojo and those traps. He can very well have another dojo to start picking up tempo again with the cycling traps. Getting kind of low here with 6 HP. Don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, though. Kraken is also a viable threat. Okay, another trap goes down. Yeah, I got to watch out for that Kraken. That big boy is coming for me. Dissipate the Fat Bard. Okay, so he wants to give me the extra gold. It's nice of him. Yeah, let's replay. Okay. Special delivery. So we can safely trade the Hassan Guard with the King Crab. Knowing what that was. We'll play the Acolyte. Boom. Next turn, Eternal Darkness. For some shenanigans. Unless he's got the Kraken. Kraken, though, is going to be a problem. Nalakir. Alright, so monsters are going to... Hi, Behemothra. Moth is going to get powered up by a couple things. So we may want to Blue Fire the Moth. Oh, wait. Is that going to work? Play the Serpent Witch. Oh, wait, no, he can't. I have the... Wait, does he have the Serpent Witch, or do I? There is no Serpent Witch. I'm making that up. I'm crazy. Hello. Okay. Blue Fire Bolt to Behemothra. Play our own Behemothra. Trade there. Kill off Nalakir. Play that. Grotesque the zombie. Yep, that's the right play here. I'm keeping this position though because I'm so worried he's got another Kraken. Ah, shit. Here we go. Let's play the game of trap cycling. Yay! Who doesn't love trap cycles? I sure as hell love it. Okay, oh, convenient. Nope, gonna waste that trap. And then Eternal Darkness. Woo! Get these monsters all up in here. Block all of his summoning spaces. Hopefully we can shut him out with this. I'm nervous that he's got the Kraken, but at this point there's no way for him to really get around it, I guess. He's got no summoning spaces, getting cut off by the Eternal Darkness. Our castle is blocked off, so even if he does dramatic summon a Kraken, it's not going to get him anywhere because he's got to get through my line of defense. His best option is to take out the Acolyte, if anything, with the Kraken. But we also have the... Okay, hi, there you are. Yep, hello. Knew it was coming. And we can perfectly trade our Nunchuck Nun. Got our Necromancer out here. And just zombie swarm him at this point. Beautiful. So we survived the monster swarm. Very nicely done there. Ooh, quest. I like doing the quests. Lots of quests. But yeah, very swarmy towards the end there with the Eternal Darkness. It's why it's such a powerful card in this deck. And with the Nunchuck Nun, you saw that they got powered up really quickly. So it's just a building swarm that can continue on growing. And again, that's why it's such a powerful deck. Just overall, very strong. And despite that we're at 2981, I think that can be easily fixed. But it has made 3K before, so certainly not a stranger to the 3K scene. With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I know the deck is not on exactly 3K over here. I'm sorry about that, but I figured it's still a great deck to showcase and one that really might be more utilized as we go further and further on, as there are a bunch of different decks rising up. It's definitely one of the more powerful ones I don't see people playing right now. But again, that could change in the future, in the near future. Who knows? And if you guys do want more of the Nundead, be sure to check out Kev One's video, of course, linked in the description below for some more discussion on it, some more gameplay on it. And of course, go and show him some love by subscribing, commenting, liking, all that good stuff. And if you did enjoy my video, you can be sure to leave a like, share with your friends, and comment down below what your thoughts on the Nundead 2.0 deck are. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button. Show your support of the channel. Help us grow just by clicking that subscribe button. With that being said, guys, until next time, stay gaming.